Azure Gleam. The King Awakens. The kingdom's assault on the former Arundel territory proved successful, but the wind carries dire word of invasion from Srang in the north. Having lost contact with Margrave Gautier, Dimitri departs Aryan Road and makes for the capital, Fhirdiad. He fears he may be walking into a trap, yet he marches on all the same.
And you're sure?
Very. The Srang people did indeed attack, but they never broke through Gautier territory.
Meaning the Margrave is unharmed. Why then was our contact cut off?
It's possible someone within the kingdom is interfering. The Margrave suspected as much when his initial envoy never returned. In response, he dispatched a slew of messengers, myself included, all on wholly distinct routes. It would appear I'm the only one who arrived safely.
It's good to know my father's safe, but it's starting to sound like we have a big problem on our hands. Like as not, someone's ambushing these messengers as they pass through Blathed lands.
And this is bringing back bad memories. It's all too similar to when Count Rowe's convoy was attacked.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
The Boar suspected Cornelia at the time, and I'm growing ever more inclined to agree with him. Have you any news from the north? What of the capital and the king?
Nothing at the time of my departure, I'm sorry to report.
Guess there's only one way to find out then. We should head up there ourselves, Felix.
The Margrave would surely send word if something were to happen at the capital. I imagine we'll have more clarity on the situation in a few days' time.
We don't have a few days. You need to act, Felix, and you need to do it now.
But if we move too rashly, the Imperial forces near the fortress will grow wise to our maneuvers.
As though any of that'll matter if the king winds up dead. Losing Aryan Road would be the least of our worries then. We'd be trapped in a massive war of succession, and easy pickings for the Empire.
Even at a distance, that man has an uncanny talent for giving me headaches. Very well. Notify all troops stationed at the fortress, and round up a team of our most elite soldiers. We're heading north.
That's a long road. The Aryan Road. Temporarily parted ways with Dimitri, Dadu, and Rodrigue. You can now exchange for a wider variety of facility materials at the supply depot. New exam seals are available for purchase at the item shop. Alrighty. Let's talk to Arvel. Solve one problem, and another spawns in its place. It just never ends, and everyone has their own reservations about the situation as well. Isn't there something you can do to put an end to all this? I wish. I surely wish. Hey, so, I know this might sound a little tactless, but let's suppose for a moment that His Majesty dies in an enemy trap.
Any thoughts?
Can you imagine what would happen to Fargus then? I can't. Not really, and I don't want to have to think about it either.
Hear you there.
I don't blame you. In the event of his death, His Majesty has entrusted his affairs to Felix and Duke Ifan. But the problem is that right now, nobody else possesses the crest of Blathed. So there'll be disputes no matter who takes the throne, unless an illegitimate child of royal blood conveniently pops up, of course. It'd be simple if we were only fighting the Empire or the West, but throw a war of succession into the mix and things will get messy real quick. That's why I want to get to Fhirdiad before something truly terrible happens. And he's really worried about... He's really worried about him.
Well,
Dimitri, that is.
actually,
I'm honestly relieved we're going to fight people who aren't the Empire. I just wanted to flee the entire time we were marching toward Imperial territory. Try to cheer up. Hey, I know you're feeling down, but there's still so much to fight for. You think you'll be okay to keep going? Yes, I think so. Yeah, that was the one time I should have sympathized with her, because she really doesn't like fighting. In a sense.
A moment of your time.
I would have thought it impossible that the Margrave, Fodlan's famed wall of ice, would let the Shrang army invade so easily. And it turns out I was exactly right. Heh. That aside, what in Goddess's name is happening in royal territory? Who knows? Let's talk to Mercedes.
oh, that's right.
When we were fighting in Arundel territory, there was a knight in black armor among the army. The Death Knight. I feel as though I've heard his voice somewhere before. It sounded so familiar. Maybe from a few years ago? Or no, further back than that. I'll laugh it off and claim she's imagining it.
You sure?
Dang it. You think you know that, creep? Haha, there's no way. It's gotta be your imagination. I wonder if that's the case. Of course, that's what I hope it is. If we come across him again, I would like to talk with him, to know for sure. See, I played through 3 houses, so for those that didn't, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, even though I've kind of been spoiling things from 3 houses. So, I'll leave that to your imagination, but if you know, you know. But if not, then you don't. And I suggest 3 houses. Even though I've only played one side, which was Blue Lions.
How may I help you?
The Shrang region sits on the northernmost edge of Portland. Their people are unusual folk, and we could not even understand their tongue. There's a rocky desert in the southeast, but most of the peninsula is covered in snow. They have fought with Fargus for a long time over their warmer lands. For my money, I think the kingdom's lands are cold and poor, and not in the least bit worth stealing, but that's just my opinion. Alright, I'll check out the shops. Oops. I'll check out the shops after I'm done with all the dialogue. Just to not bog it down.
Can I help you?
Something goes awry in royal territory. Her grace could be at risk as well in Camulus. All is fine there at present, but I worry nonetheless. She is the shining light of Bodlin. Goddess, please watch over her grace, the Archbishop. I don't know if it's the Archbishop or the Archbishop, but it's probably the former. Hey, it's Annette.
I'm thinking.
Think harder. I wonder if my father is safe. Duke Ivan is in Fhirdiad too, so he has to be okay, right? My stomach is in knots. I want to rush back to the capital, but there are an unusual number of bandits in Durant and Enid territories. I don't know how to say those. It's almost like someone's trying to stop our journey north. I wonder who's trying to stop our journey north.
That's a tough one.
It's the Gatekeeper!
Nothing to report.
Greetings, Commander. Nothing to report. Though actually it seems like there are some strange goings-on in royal territory. I'm worried sick about the people in the capital and everyone from the church. I just want to head up there right now. But I've been charged with protecting this gate, and I won't abandon my duty. Yeah, in the very next Smash Brothers, he needs to be the Fire Emblem rep. He needs to be one of the 5 Fire Emblem reps that they add into the game. Hey, it's Ash. None of the invaders breached Gautier territory, which means we received false information, right? And then there's the matter of Count Rowe's escort getting attacked. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I've got a bad feeling about all this. That's his catchphrase. I hope His Majesty and everyone else in Fhirdiad are safe. Bernie! Why am I here? Because I wanted you here.
Oh no!
Why am I suddenly part of the Kingdom Army? I'm not supposed to be here. You can't force me to fight. No way, no how. I'll comfort her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
you got the short end of the stick here. I guess you looked like you could be convinced to join us.
So wrong!
What's that supposed to mean? I was fighting for dear life out there too, you know. I'll give you a gift. Reading, drawing, music, embroidery, unusual plants, stuffed animals, and solitude. And she dislikes speaking to people, imposing figures, and overbearing fathers. If you watch my 3 Houses playthrough, I did recruit Bernie there as well. I did all of her support conversations with Byleth, I believe. So I think that kind of explains... I think it's either that one or some of her other ones that explains, like, her deal with her father or whatnot. So it's like, I'm not asking you to go back to it because that's a really long playthrough, but it's like I did have, like, this playthrough, I did have separate support conversation videos. So they could be scattered along in there as well, but you can also look up the support conversations on YouTube. Pretty sure. I'll give her this, but it's probably not good enough, but
Hey, thanks!
okay. So for right now, that's going to be the only gift I give, like, while I'm talking to everybody. If I get any more gifts and spread around the joy, I'll probably do that off screen. Oh, it's Catherine.
Say,
Join my army.
to tell the truth,
Any attack from the Shrang region is an attack on Fargus, but people in the south feel pretty removed from it all, like it's someone else's problem. But it's a matter of life and death for the houses in the north. So even if we receive suspect information, if there was the slightest possibility it's true, the king would have to return to the capital. The enemy likely knew that when they set their trap. Join my army, I need more sword users. And I'll go back to the tactics instructor to upgrade Bernie. But I don't call her Bernie, I call her Bernie D.
Say,
Answer me this. If we knew something fishy was going on, why'd the king and his people bother returning to the capital? Okay, sure, even mercs sometimes go charging into battle knowing full well they'll lose. But it feels like the king and those guys are just a bunch of fools. I really don't get it. Okay then, let's go to the training facility. Yes, this is a facility. Okay, Ingrid.
Excuse me. Can we speak a moment?
I was just thinking about the Eastern Front. The fighting between the Empire and the Alliance seems to have calmed for the time being. In that case, we'll have to pay close attention to the Empire's movements. If they discover we'd left Aryan Road and are making our way to the capital, they will surely mount an attack straight away. We must all work together to keep the enemy in the dark. Yep, sorry. That didn't sound right. But Happy's over here.
Honestly, I
Okay, that's a little close.
Got a sec?
I don't know for sure, but couldn't this be a trap? My gut's telling me something's off. Dimitri probably shouldn't have gone out there. Though I guess I don't have any room to talk on that front. Who knows? Lane Mignon.
Actually,
There's been much talk about the Shrang region as of late. For some reason, every time I hear it, the word sticks to my brain. I end up repeating it so many times the word ceases to have any meaning. Shrang, Shrang, Shrang. See? There I go again. Yeah. Playing is fun. It's Miklon. I don't like this. I don't like any of this. We got no idea what's happening in royal territory and no insight into what the Empire's up to. If we're not careful, they could They could deal a serious blow to us while we're caught up fighting each other. But the situation with the war in the east is... What? You look like a pigeon caught in some wind magic. He cares. He looks like he doesn't, but he cares. Miklon cares.
A moment.
Reports say that all is quiet in Camulus, where the Archbishop currently resides. However, we cannot keep the Knights of Seros stationed in Aryan Road. If something is happening in Fhirdiad, we must move to protect our adherents. I don't use that word a lot, so yeah. Alright. Agreed, Seteth. See, in Three Houses, it was like, I didn't think I would like Seteth, but like the further I got into the game, I started liking him and Blaine and like a bunch of other characters I wouldn't like. Like Felix here. Nothing left save hollow prayers for the dead, huh? Whatever. Right now we have to prepare so the enemy doesn't catch on to what we're doing.
Hey there.
If you spot anyone suspicious, apprehend them immediately. I'll be keeping an eye out as well. Though I have to say, being a commanding officer is a ton of work. Guess I'm learning the hard way what he has to deal with. The bore. Yeah, Felix is one of those characters that I learned to love. Because his voice work is excellent. It's like his voice fits his character. Commander Miklon.
You busy?
That Commander Miklon or whatever, I hear he used to be a bandit. It's wild that a guy like that could turn over a new leaf and become a respected commander, though some folks are none too pleased about it. Some stuff happened in my past that made me turn to thievery too, so in a way, his story gives me hope. I want to show folks from all over the kingdom that people can change and start anew. Alright, so I think I talked to everybody. I just have to pretty much look around a little bit. I have to look around a little bit, see if there's any, anything I can read. I'll cut to that, and then, I won't show off too much of what I'm doing, unless, like, it doesn't really take that much time, so, yeah. I'm also going to be eating as well, because I'm recording this in the morning. Because I'm off today! Okay. Alright, so I'm in the tactics room. I found this. I looked around the whole camp, and this is the only one I found. So, History of Podolin 2. Imperial Year 721, the First Mock War. The Dagdan army invaded from across the sea, though the Imperial forces resisted the attack and drove off the enemy. The land of Mach sustained considerable damage. Year 72 or 728, the invasion of Brigid, or however they say it. The Empire invaded the Brigid archipelago, a land occupied by the allies of Dagda. As penance for their refusal to surrender, the people of Brigid were relegated to a life of imperial subjugation. Year 731, the invasion of Dagda. With the boon of a strong foothold in Brigid, the Empire mounted a large-scale invasion of Dagda. However, the fortunes of war were not on their side, and their attack failed. 747, the Fargus Rebellion. Lug, a descendant of one of the houses that first quarreled with the Empire, raised an army to demand independence, pulling the land of Fargus into a fierce rebellion. This clash came to be known as the War of the Eagle and Lion. 751, the founding of the Holy Kingdom. Lug and his resistance army were victorious over the Imperial forces. The Holy Church of Saros mediated between the two, and Fargus secured its hard-won independence as the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Year 801, the Leicester Rebellion. A rebellion broke out in the imperial lands of Leicester, which the imperial army was unable to suppress. The Holy Kingdom, viewing the uprising as an opportunity to increase its own political sway, occupied the Leicester region, formally declaring it as a territory of Fargus. 861, Fargus divided. Following the death of King Claus I, 3 princes became archdukes, I can't read, and split the Holy Kingdom of Fargus that they may rule over as its 3 separate territories. 881, the Crescent Moon War. The Archduke ruling over the Leicester region of the kingdom succumbed to illness. The lords of the Leicester lands refused to acknowledge the next Archduke in line, instead plotting the rule jointly as an alliance. 901, the founding of the alliance. The Leicester Alliance was officially formed after the subjugation of hostile nobles and the removal of all opposing forces in the regions of Fargus. An influential figure from the outset, Duke Regan, was inarguably the heart of the newly formed alliance. 961, the Almiran invasion. The great eastern nation of Almira crossed through Fodlan's throat and invaded Alliance territory. The Empire dispatched troops in order to help conquer this threat, and the attackers were just barely driven off. Year 1101, construction of Fodlan's Locket. To defend against future Almiran invasions, the Alliance, the Kingdom, and the Empire joined their efforts and resources to construct the indomitable fort known as Fodlan's Locket. So that was a long read, but it's like those are usually long reads. At least it's just the one. So let me go ahead and do this right here.
Instruction comes at a high price.
Yes, it does. So I have a lot of money. But not try to use it all in one place. So I can't upgrade anybody currently, except Bernadetta. So I'm gonna upgrade her stuff so she's up to snuff. That, get her a concoction. Alrighty, she's up to date. I'm gonna just use this screen to see the levels of everybody. 24, 23, 27, goodness. 16, 18, yeah, I do have some low-level people. It's just people that I haven't really been using, because... It's like Sylvain and Ingrid, and Rodrigue, which is, like, he's the lowest level person I have. I think he's level 13, let me just go down there. 14. It's like, since they're mounted units, Cavaliers, Pegasus Knight for Ingrid. It's like I haven't really been using them because the quests don't really favor Lance users. And it's like Dimitri falls under that too because he's a Cavalier. But he's only a Cavalier until he's done with that. Done, like, maxing out that class. So that's why I haven't really been using them. because I need to get advanced classes so I can actually like advance their classes. 18, 20, 17, and she's 20. 22, 20, 21, 20, 19, 27, and 14. Okay, so at least it gives a rest for Dedue. Because, like, if it does give me back Dimitri, Dedue, and Rodrigue, that'll be for the main quest. Otherwise, I don't have them. So I only have one axe wielder.
Training together sure beats doing it alone.
I have never seen that one before. But at the same time, I haven't had the same classes for mages, so...
At least we got through it.
Dang, they're so close to finishing it. I'm gonna try to build on all these support conversations I have. Try to get as many as possible because for this chapter, there's definitely going to be a support conversation part. A support conversation video. So I'm going to try to elevate that as much as I can.
Counting on you both.
I sure hope it's something I can actually do. If I can be of any assistance, please let me know.
Awesome. I received the baby's breath. Okay. Awesome.
We all must do our fair share.
I did that much? Can I make a mean meal or what? I didn't expect it to be perfect after saying that.
Hey, this is great. I bet anyone would love this stuff.
Huh. You made this? Pretty good.
Oh, thanks. Did you know this was one of my favorites?
But yeah, I believe this will be it for the base camp focus. I'll do some stuff off screen and then we'll go into the first side quest. And if any other quests pop up and the side quest doesn't take me that long to do, it's like maybe we can do another one. But until then, I'll be seeing you.